Crushed. It is one of the most traumatic fates to befall a family. They were born beautiful triplets into a world of possibilities where the poor and their offspring can thrive. But under the brutal wheels of a state-sponsored bulldozer, they died one after the other. On February 23, 2013, Badia East, an informal community in Lagos State, came under the siege of a sudden, unannounced demolition by the then government of Babatunde Raji Fashola, as residents struggled to retrieve their few property from the early morning raid on their homes. As pandemonium spread, Iyawo Paul, Paul's wife, a heavily pregnant young woman, fainted, then went into forced labor at the site of her house with all her family property intact, going under the bulldozers guarded by ferocious and fully armed policemen sent by the government. Like other distraught residents, they wouldn't allow her pick a pin. She was rushed to a hospital where she had a set of triplets a few hours later, born premature, no incubators. Her husband, Paul, a driver, was away on commercial duty. The premature triplets contracted jaundice and died, one after the other, a few weeks later.
Her husband also left her. Then her mind snapped.
She had a mental breakdown. Today, she still lives among the debris of Badia East 4 years after, a mentally sick woman, a childless destitute, hopeless. This is what Demolitions in Lagos does. Death at dawn. Damaged adults. In Lagos, it appears a crime to be born poor.
There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me.
Governor Akinwumi Ambode, where did our children go wrong? Since assumption of office in May 2015, Governor Akinwumi Ambode of Lagos, who came to power preaching the gospel of inclusive and rural development, has embarked on a rampage of demolition of shops of SMEs in Oshodi, Ikeja, Sabo Ikorodu, and virtually everywhere across Lagos, sent petty traders parking, banned street trading, backbones of the significant informal economy, amidst an unprecedented economic recession biting hard nationwide. Yet, the biggest victims of these are children. Children. Thousands of innocent children whose only crime is being borne by the urban poor. Roofs have been taken from their heads and food from their already rickety tables, as houses and shops go up in flames in a new and unprecedented wave of never-before-seen brutality against the majority poor in Lagos State. Court rulings are flouted with mega immunity, the only place where the poor could call home in Ikate Elegushi, Ilubirin, Ilaje Bariga, Badia East, and now Otodogbame lie in debris. About 100 Lagos waterfront communities are being targeted for demolition, and with no plans of compensation, relocation, or relief whatsoever for the people affected or those to be affected, as guaranteed by local and international laws. Otodogbame, the unprecedented war on a poor fishing community. On April 9, 2017, the world woke to the traumatizing sight of hundreds of people from an impoverished community floating in dugout canoes on a Lagos lagoon amidst the rains. Their rickety houses were on fire. They were being driven farther into the Atlantic Ocean by gun-toting policemen sent in by the government. Many of them had been shot dead. Several were bleeding from gunshot wounds. Children, the aged, huddled inside boats, wailing, afraid for dear life. Otodogbame was being finally uprooted. 32,000 impoverished people gave way to make way for a mega city that has no patience for the poor. Tales of woe. Daniel Aya, a young man with 2 young children, was shot to death by one of the policemen sent to violently evict Otodogbame community. So was Elijah Avonda, a middle-aged man. Since October 2016, a total of 4 persons had been shot dead.
There's something like early morning. The day was not bleak like this. Something like 6. Just wake up, start shout. They just had everybody wake up. When I stand up with my friend, where gunshot was one house, water side. The house was already near, far from them before. So and I tried to run to save those things. The man just say, "Come on there." Before we come out, just jump, come out like he just shoot the bullet straight. And the bullet entered my belly and threw her. The one with threw her, my second already did down to carry something to give me, and she stand up like this. Go mark her here. She dead straight.
During another November 2016 violent eviction in the middle of the night by fire and gunshots, about 12 persons, including children, were reportedly drowned in the lagoon when they attempted to escape the midnight violence. October, November 2016, March, April 2017, Lagos State government-sponsored armed thugs and police swoop on the unarmed community, harassing, terrorizing, shooting, stabbing, killing, all in a bid to drive them off their prime waterfront property. The girl who cheated death. Tifena Johnson, an 8-year-old girl, missed death by the whiskers. Her reaction to the first demolition of Otodogbame was that of panic. She convulsed, her intestine tangled, and she had to be hospitalized for weeks, fed through the tubes, and had series of medical procedures to save her life.
How many are they? 5 children.
Some of them lost their family members during the demolition. They died.
How could this be ever right? How? Lagos Government Commissioner for Information Steve Ayorinde, who had earlier denied government involvement when the attack was first launched in October 2016, reappeared to say it was now carried out by the government for the security and safety of the state. How do these children and aged huddling inside this boat entail a danger to anybody? History of demolition in Lagos State. The poor of Lagos have never had it easy in the hands of the state government.
From when Maroko,
A Lagos slum was demolished in 1990 in Lagos under the then Colonel Raji Rasaki's military regime. Forced eviction of informal settlements across Lagos has become a modern-day trend. The urban poor live constantly under the siege of the demolition of their houses. Makoko.
the notices are usually within a few weeks, sometimes a few hours, like that of Makoko, a predominantly fishing community in Lagos, which got only 72 hours notice.
The government is required to give you a notice. If you are contesting that notice, there is an appeal committee in that same ministry. So if you don't pursue this process, even by the government, any demolition carried out in Lagos or anywhere is illegal.
We have thousands of them living in slums, and every day they get evicted. And once you evict a community, it will take a huge impact, mostly on the kids, because their life will cease, their education will cease, so everything about them will be on hold, pending when their parents will have a home.
During the demolitions in Makoko and the demolitions at Ilubirin, because the demolitions at Ilubirin, they came in the night, they burned down their houses, they chased people into the water, and some of the children died along the line. Ilubirin has been a place that has suffered so many demolitions along the way, and each time they come to the demolition, they bring fire, they burn people's boats, their fishing equipment, their small structures, they take their livestock, they steal the livestock, and the children, some of them have died. We've documented like 8 or 9 children who've died over 2 years in Ilubirin.
In the various demolitions, Lagos State government, and like many others across Nigeria, refuses to acknowledge that the provision of affordable housing for the poor is a constitutionally mandated responsibility of theirs. And in few instances where houses or shops are provided, they are most times priced out of the reach of the poor, children in the hands of the bulldozers. Badia East was bulldozed under the Raji Fashola administration, sending thousands of urban poor into the streets on February 23, 2013. Many died in the process. In 2015, Governor Ambode simply continued from where his predecessor stopped. In all, according to Amnesty International, 2,237 households and 9,000 persons were affected.
February. And there was another eviction in my community in 2015, which majority are still outside. What type of government do we have? Is it the government that cannot give people homes that will take away people's homes? What is government trying to do in order to alleviate poverty? Nothing. We're struggling on our own to be able to live. Yet the government has taken away our livelihood.
The aged are not spared either. And now, Lagos government is at it again. They send in armed troops to shoot at, kill, or uproot already vulnerable people, including suckling infants. They burn down schools, deprive children of the poor of hope-inspiring educational dreams. Wrap your arms round those children. Don't wait to send in the armored tanks. Isn't it better to nurture today's children than to antagonize and turn them into children of anger?
The whole world is seeing this scandal of the highest order. That a people that are already vulnerable, a people that are already powerless as a result of their poverty, that the government will galvanize all its resources, all its arsenal to fight these same people. If you are fighting political opponents, if you are fighting people who have been indicted of corruption, it's a different thing. These are the people that are already very vulnerable. They are the brink of existence, and you are pushing them into greater brinks of despair, of hopelessness.
Lagos, don't demolish our children's dreams. Build affordable housing. Help build their dreams. Demolition ends children's educational dreams. According to UNESCO, Nigeria currently has the highest rate of out-of-school children in the world, a whopping 11 million children. Note that Lagos and Kano have the highest concentration of children in Nigeria.
Psychologically, it's for a child that is already struggling to stay in school, because sometimes the children, especially we have communities like that, the child is running between the school, the home, and the mother's shop or mother's business. And when the child is still struggling to stay in the school and you demolish the school with the community, first, the interest of the child in education is lost.
Lagos, don't damage our future potentials. Help to make them asset to the society. Don't push into crimes, prostitution, or misery. Lagos, please stop the ongoing demolitions. Upgrade buildings. Don't downgrade the poor status. The poor also have human rights, rights to dignity and to shelter. Empower traders. Save the children.